And welcome everyone to Mile High Hockey Live. It is a beautiful Tuesday evening here as the game is in Denver, Colorado, as we are set to start here for game number 2 of round number 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the Colorado Avalanche versus the visiting Minnesota Wild. And I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, the last game finished 9-6, so 15 goals, which is pretty insane. But we are about ready to get things started here in Colorado, as here is face-off. Nathan MacKinnon will take the face-off. As here's puck drop. Face-off is won by the Wild. Here the Wild in their own zone. They will pass it out and dump it in to the Avs zone. Nathan MacKinnon will retrieve that puck behind his net. Now there's a little fight for it on the boards, but the Avs come up with it. Here's Devon Toews. He'll pass it up through the blue line, and Minnesota jumps right on it. Minnesota dumps it deep. Devon Toews again passes it below the net, but stolen away by the Wild. Here the Wild with the puck at the point. There's a little step shot wide of the net by the Wild. So now here the Wild. They'll cycle the puck behind the net. Minnesota with a little shot blocked down by the Avs, as here's Lehkonen. Lehkonen falls on his knees but gets right back up and passes it back to Devon Toews in his own zone. Now here's Devon Toews and Nichushkin back to Toews on the Avs. Here are the Avs in their own zone. A pass to Cale Makar. Cale Makar will break it out and into the Avs zone with Nelson. Nelson gets stopped on the boards, and the Wild will retrieve that puck in their own zone. Landeskog puts pressure on. Same with Nichushkin. Nichushkin steals away that puck. Now to Nelson. Nelson here on the sideboards in the Wild zone. There's a fight for it down low in the corner. Landeskog's on that puck. That puck's going to pop loose, but Malinsky will get to it before it crosses the blue line and keep it in. He'll dump it deep to Nichushkin. Nichushkin tries to dump it deep but cannot, get stopped. Nelson on the boards. That puck gets stolen away, as here's the Wild. Minnesota will dump it down deep to the Avs zone. That puck will flip from the corner up into the crease, and glove saved by Wedgwood. So there you go. There's 18:36 left in the first period as game 2 of round 2 is officially underway. So puck drop won by Brent Burns in his own zone. He will work it out to Nazem Kadri, who dumps it deep. Wild retrieve that puck in their own zone and will go through center ice into the Avs zone. Here they are going down the boards. Now into the corner. Back up front. There's a dangerous pass, but Wild player dumped it right back into the corner. Now up to the point. A little across ice pass by the Wild. Stolen away by the Avs. Here's Colton. Colton shoots that puck on a skate, and that puck will jump up and out. So the faceoff will be in the Wild zone when we return. 18:07 left here in the first period. Again, Colorado leads the series 1-0, as just 2 nights ago they won 9-6. So a pretty dominating win. So here's face-off, won by the Wild. Here's Kelly. Kelly behind the Wild net. Tries to pass it up front, gets deflected off a stick, but the Avs will keep it on in at the point. There's a fight for it right at the blue line, and that puck is still not across the line. Now it will go across. Kulak dumps that puck in now to the Wild zone as Avs chase around, but Wild gets to that puck first. They're cut off at the blue line before they can get it out. Now the Wild will try to work it out. Stolen away by the Avs. Here are the Avs with the puck for a brief moment before the Wild steal away and enter the neutral zone. Now, here they go. They'll slam that puck in on net. Easy save by Wedgwood. Here's Malinsky behind his own net. Reverse passes it to Kulak. Kulak up the boards for Nathan MacKinnon. Now to Nathan MacKinnon. Here's Nathan MacKinnon into the zone. Now to Natchez. Natchez with the backhand shot. Scores! Marty Natchez with the goal for the Avs. So your Colorado Avalanche get on the board first with 17:09 left in the first period. What a goal. It was Nathan MacKinnon who feeds it to Marty Natchez past the blue line, and they score. So Colorado is up 1-0 here early in this one, thanks to Marty Natchez and Nathan MacKinnon. And I believe maybe Kulak will get also an assist on that. So Colorado's up 1-0 here early in this one. All right, here's the Wild. Wild with a little breakaway shot scores. Wow. So right off the face-off, the Wild step up in a little half breakaway, and they score. And it's 1-1. Wow. Well, this is almost feeling exactly like game one. It's already 1-1 with 17:01 still left in the first period. I mean, wow. So now it's tied up 1-1. What a change of events. Kaprizov just shoots it up high. I mean, wow. Don't have much to say. 17:03 left now in the first period. It's all tied up, 1-1. So the Avs could not keep that lead for long. Here's the face-off, won by the Avs. Here's Kulak. Kulak dumps it deep. Avs will chase. Wild get to that puck first and dump it up the boards. Cut off by the Avs. They try to keep it in but can't. Here are the Wild. They'll dump it into the Avs zone. Brent Burns will chase for that puck in the corner. Here's Brent Burns for the Avs. Burns works it up the ice. Still has that puck, and now he'll get in the red line and dump it in. Cross behind the net it goes when the Wild retrieve. Here are the Wild in the corner. Wild will work it up in between the dots and now out into neutral ice. Stolen away by the Avs. Avs now with Nichushkin will dump that puck in. Nichushkin chases, but Wild will easily get to that puck first. Avs players diving everywhere trying to get that puck, but here the Wild, they'll enter the Avs zone. That puck is laying in the far corner. Devon Toews gets to that puck first, but centered by the Wild. Here the Wild, they have that puck at the point. There's a shot way wide of the net as Cam Makar will retrieve. Here's Cam Makar past the red line and now into the zone. Cam Makar still with that puck. Cam Makar holds up, shoots, but it fans. So now here's the Wild. There's a shot way over the net and into the netting. So there'll be a whistle called with 5:54 left in the first period. Minnesota has 2 shots. Avs have 1, and their only shot this game has been a goal. Minnesota, one of their shots was a goal. So it's all tied up 1-1. Avs had the lead for about less than 20 seconds before they blew it. So it's all tied up 1-1 here in Denver, Colorado. Here's the Wild with the puck in their own zone. They'll dump it down the boards when it gets stopped by the Avs on the red line. Now the Wild have it again as they'll retrieve that puck in their own zone. Here's Minnesota, still with that puck in their own zone. Wah for the Avs will pressure. Minnesota works it up over the blue line and out into the Avs zone. Malinsky retrieves that puck in his own corner. He'll dump it behind the net to Kulak. Kulak dumps that puck up to Kadri, but it's taken away by the Avs. Now that puck pops again to Logan O'Connor, but again stolen away by the Avs, or stolen away by the Wild. Wild into the zone again. Kulak retrieves behind his own net. Does a reverse pass to Malinsky. Malinsky absorbs a hit to pass it up to O'Connor, but stolen away again by the Wild. Now that puck goes to the far corner. Drury gets to it first. Drury jumps it all the way out of the zone. Logan O'Connor is going to pressure that puck as that puck will sink in to the Wild zone. Wild dump that puck up the boards and out of their zone. Here's Minnesota as they dump it into the Avs zone. Minnesota behind the net. Wedgwood plays it. Wedgwood all the way out of the zone, but fought immediately back in by the Wild. Wild have that puck behind the Avs net. That puck has been touched by a high stick. So a whistle is blown with 14:36 left in the first period. It's all tied up 1-1. Avs have 1 shot. Wild sitting at 2 shots on goal. So all tied up here early in this one. So the faceoff will be in the Avs zone at the near dot. Nathan MacKinnon takes the faceoff for the Avs, and he wins it back to Devon Toews. Devon Toews up the boards and gets it fully out to Natchez. Natchez passes it to Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon breaks in, and he just fanned on that little backhand as he's trying to go backhand forehand, but now he centers it. It's Devon Toews with a slap shot as that puck went into the netting. with 14:21 left in the first, so a couple good chances by the Avs, but none can connect into the back of the net. So 14:21 left in the first period. This faceoff will be in the Wild zone, as that faceoff is won by the Wild. Here the Wild in their own zone. They'll dump that puck high and out into neutral ice, and it'll bounce right into the Avs zone. Cam Makar will chase that puck and make a reverse pass to Malinsky. Malinsky now to Cam Makar as the Avs will make a breakout. Here's Natchez. Natchez into the Avs zone. Natchez holds up at the blue line and passes it to Cam Makar. Cam Makar shoots a puck on net with many men, but it never got through. Now the Wild will break it out, but the Avs immediately stay that away with Cam Makar. Cam Makar at the boards. McKinnon will just chip that puck in at the blue line as both teams will go for a change. Here the Wild behind their own net. So that puck gets reversed around the boards and out. Kulak gets that puck in the neutral ice first, but immediately stolen away by the Wild. Here the Wild. They'll walk into the corner, and now a little odd shot, but an easy save for Scott Wedgwood with 13 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. As we'll go to our first TV timeout. So we're all tied up 1-1. 13:30 left here in the first period of play. All right, so we are all tied up 1-1 early in this thing. It is about, I believe, like 17:30 in the first period. The Avalanche scored. It was Martin Natchez that tallied a goal, but right like yesterday, the Wild fired right back and scored their own. Only less than 20 seconds after the Avs goal. So now tied up 1-1, and again, this is feeling a lot like not yesterday, but a lot like the last game the Avs played, which had 15 goals in total. The Avs came out of that game 8-6 or 9-6, excuse me. But it just felt like every time the Avs would get some momentum, Wild would steal it away, and that happened right here in the first period. Avs got some momentum, got that first goal, and right after on the faceoff, Wild go down and score their own goal. So, we're all tied up here. As, Avs did not keep that lead for long, but we are back and ready to get started here at Ball Arenas, Denver, Colorado. This is game 2 of round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and this face-off should be in the Avs zone. So we are waiting for faceoff. Here is faceoff. Nelson takes the draw for the Avs. It is won by the Avs. Here's Malinsky. Malinsky behind his own net. He'll dump it out into the boards to Kulak. Kulak centers that puck for Landeskog, but stolen away by the Wild. Here the Wild through neutral ice and back into the Avs zone. Avs try to cut him off on the boards, but the Wild will come up with that puck behind their net. Now up to the point for the Wild. As Hughes for the Wild will step in. There's a little shot, but easy save by Wedgwood. Wild still have it as Hughes will cycle again. There's a backhander way wide of the net. Wild still have it on the far boards. Now below the net. Here the Wild with it in that corner as they'll make a reverse pass back behind the net. Now that puck will trickle up and not out of the zone. Now it will go out of the zone with 12:40 left in the first period. Here are the Wild. Try to enter the zone, but cannot as Malinsky stops them. Malinsky backhands behind his own net to Kulak. Kulak will pass that puck up for Nichushkin in the neutral zone. Now back to Kulak in his own zone as Avs will try to get set up here on the breakout. Here's Kulak. Down the boards as that puck goes all the way down into the Wild zone, but no icing. Wild will put that puck right back into the Avs zone as here's Blankenberg. Blankenberg Passes that puck up to Wall. Wall puts that puck deep in the zone as Avs players will chase for it. Wild get to it first, and Wild will dump it out of the zone. So that puck will stop momentarily at the blue line, but now pushed in to the Avs zone by the Wild. Wild to get the puck stolen away. Wall battles for it on the boards. There was a high sticking, and the refs will call it. So I believe the Avs will get the first power play of the night. It will be on 91 on the Wild for high sticking with 11:51. So there you go. Avs will get on the first power play of the night with 11:51 left in the first period. Yeah, number 13 on the Wild just caught Wall right up in the face. There's no blood or anything, so it's just a 2-minute minor penalty on the Wild. So a 2-minute power play for the Avs as Landeskog will take the faceoff in the Wild zone at that near dot. Here's the faceoff, won by the Wild. Wild have it behind their net as they'll try to push that puck just up and out, but Avs will pressure it with Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon gains control of that puck and pushes it to the point with Kadri. Now to Makar. Makar dangles at the point. Now to Natchez. Natchez steps in for MacKinnon. There's a score! It was down low to Nathan MacKinnon and then to Landeskog, and Landeskog pots it home to make this one 2-1. As Colorado gets on the board on the power play. It was Cale Makar to Nathan MacKinnon, right to Landeskog in the back door, and Colorado is up 2-1 with over half a period left in the first period. It was Cale Makar. He reverses it to Natchez. Natchez puts it down low for MacKinnon. MacKinnon immediately passes it up to the dots where Landeskog sat and just pushed that puck in. So Avs are up 2-1. Well, here is the face-off for the Avs. Face-off won by the Avs and now dumped in to the Wild zone. Wild have it behind their own net, but that was a whistle blown. It might have been offsides on the Avs. And that is as perfect as a goal gets. I mean, perfect execution by the Avs to score that one. So Avs are up 1-0. So here we go. 11:36 left in the first period as the faceoff is won by the Avs. Here's Brent Burns in his own zone. Brent Burns to Kulak. Kulak up the boards and into the Avs zone is Logan O'Connor. Chases for that puck. Logan O'Connor to Drury behind his own net. Now to Kelly, who will work it up the boards and to the point. Blankenberg dumps that puck right down low, but Wild get to it. Wild now have that puck behind their own net as they will break it out. Here the Wild as that puck goes on the blue line now, stealed away. So here's the Avs. There's a shot by Kulak on the point, but a nice, easy save by the Wild goalie. So now the Wild dump it deep and into the corner, and both teams will go for a change. So here's Kulak in his own zone. Kulak stick handles and pushes that to center out. Nathan MacKinnon. Now Nathan MacKinnon dances for that puck in the far corner of the Wild zone. He tries to center that, but stolen away by the Wild. Here's Minnesota. Minnesota gets to the blue line and tries to dump it in, but Nathan MacKinnon steals away. Nathan MacKinnon now to Cale Makar in his own zone. Cale Makar now back to Taves. Taves dumps that into the far corner. There is a whistle blown due to offsides. So we are the faceoff will be right outside of the Wild zone. It'll actually be at center ice due to that offside. So 10:31 left in the first period. Avs are up 2-1. Here's the faceoff won by the Avs. Devon Taves has it in his own zone. Devon Taves to Cale Makar, back to Devon Taves in his own zone. Devon Taves passes it up. Wild steal away for a brief moment, but now it's back to Taves. Here's Taves. Now to Kamakar. Kamakar will exit out of the zone, get the red line, and dump it all the way in. Taves chases for that puck. He gets it for a mere second, but now Nelson had it, but it'll be dumped off the board. Still no about Nelson. Nelson walks in, gives it to Landeskog. Landeskog tries to shoot, but he fans on it. So now he still has the puck as here's Kamakar. Kamakar, shifty move. There's a shot blocked. There's a rebound out front and a save. Avs have 5 shots. Minnesota still sitting at 2 singular shots with 9:51 left in the first period. A good couple of chances by the Avs, but none could connect to make a goal as we will go to another break. 9:51 left in the first. It is 2-1. Your Colorado Avalanche have the lead here early in this one. Well, who all do you think is going to win this game? Of course, Avs are up 1-0 in the series, but they're not going to give up. The Wild are not going to give up very fast. They're going to fight hard. I mean, this game is not 100% needed for them, but it is pretty needed. I mean, once a team goes up 2-0 in a series, it is pretty hard to get back. But this game is far from over here in the first period as Avs are only up by a singular goal. And if we saw from last game, there's not a single lead that is safe. I mean, Avs are up 3-0 in the first period, and that lead got busted pretty immediately. But we are about to start back up on this one as the face-off. I don't know where the face-off is going to be yet, as we are just, again, getting back from break here in Game 2, Round 2. It's Avs versus Wild. So here's the face-off in the Wild's zone. It's won by the Wild. So here's Minnesota. Minnesota in their own corner, cut off by the Avs. Avs steal that puck away for a brief moment before Minnesota gains back possession and up the boards and out of their zone. So here's Minnesota in the neutral zone. So they'll try to work it out. Almost stolen away by the Avs, but a nice play by Minnesota to keep that puck on their stick. Here the Wild as they'll enter the Avs zone. They'll step up. Now to the far corner, dancing to the front of the net, but no shot made. Good defense by the Avs players. As the Wild player went into the far corner and danced right back up to the front of the net, but cut off by the Avs. So here's the Wild in the neutral zone. They'll dump it back in. It's icing on the Wild, but it's a delayed icing, so they get back on side. And now Malinsky has it in his own zone to Burns. Then to Waugh. Waugh puts it in for Colton. Here's Colton on the far boards. Colton gets pressed in the corner, but he gets that puck before he gets stolen away to Kadri. Now to Waugh and up to the point to Kulak. Back down to Kadri behind the net. Kadri gets that puck stolen away from him behind the net as the Wild will sneak that puck up and out of the zone. But now Kulak has his possession in his own zone for the Avs. Colton dumps that puck in, but there may have been a hand pass on the play, so nonetheless there's a whistle with 8:35 left in the first period. So I do believe that the next game for the Avs is on Thursday. But here's the faceoff at center ice. Nathan McKinnon wins that faceoff for the Avs. Now to Devon Taves. Devon Taves gets that puck stolen away from him in the Avs zone, but stolen right back by the Avs as they will try to get that puck out of the zone as it gets stopped at the line. Now the Wild get it, and they'll dump it right back in. Here's Devon Taves behind his net now to Kamakar. Kamakar tries to dance past a couple players. He does, gets it to Nathan McKinnon, and Nathan McKinnon finds some open ice. He'll dart through the neutral zone, passes it to Natchez. Natchez passes it right back to him, and now down low for Devon Taves. Taves in the corner, up to Kamakar. Kale McCarr to Natchez. Natchez with a shot. Never got through. There's another shot. A couple chances for the Avs. None of them can get on net. And here are the Wild. Wild dancing through a couple Avs players, but immediately stolen away. So here's Kale McCarr as a couple players will change, so he will wait behind his own net. So here's the Avs. Avs get that puck up and into the Wild zone. As Wild gets to that puck in the corner, but it's trying to be stolen away by the Avs. It can't be. There's a delayed penalty against Colorado, so Wild have a puck, and they have an extra player until the Avs touch up on that puck. So here the Wild in the Avs zone. That puck goes off a stick and back out, but Wild still have possession of that puck. And again, until the Avs touch up that puck, it'll be a 6-on-5 as there's a delayed penalty. Wild have possession of it in their own zone. Avs try not to make any stupid decisions here. So here's the Wild in the neutral zone now. Past the red line and into the Avs zone. They'll step up, and now they have it at the point. Still have it, but that puck gets forced out by the Avs pressuring. So they still have that puck, but they're being very conservative of it. Now it'll be touched up by the Avs with 6:44 left in the first period. Minnesota will get their first power play of the game. It looks like it's on Brock Nelson for holding. I did not see that call, but nonetheless, I mean, they say it's a holding on Hughes. I mean, I just don't see it. I really just don't. I mean, Nelson is on Hughes the whole time, but never really actually held on to him. I don't know. I don't see that being a penalty, but nonetheless, it'll be a 2-minute power play. Avs win that faceoff, but it gets called down by the refs. They were 0 for 4 in the power play in game 1 in round 1 against Dallas. So their power play has not been the best in the playoffs for the Wild, but we'll see how it does here. Here's puck drop one by the Wild. Wild work it down the boards, and now there's a centering ice pass. There's a shot. Easy save by Wedgwood with 6:37 left in the first. So the next faceoff will still be on the power play as there's still 1 minute 54 seconds left in the power play. And this will be in the Wild zone, or Avs zone, excuse me. Here's faceoff one by the Wild. Wild have it at the point. Here's the Wild on the boards. Kaprizov has it. Here's Kaprizov. He's still just waiting. Little tip by Baldy, but never got on net. Back to Kaprizov at the point. Now to Hughes. Hughes back to Kaprizov. They still have it on the point. Now to Baldy. Baldy steps in the slot. There's a shot. Rebound. Save by Wedgwood. Now to go back to the point. There's another shot. Save by Wedgwood. Rebound. Save by Scott Wedgwood. What a save by Wedgwood, as there's a couple Wild player on him, and Avs make sure to deal with that. What a save. Somehow he kept that puck out of the net. There was a few shots, a few rebounds, then it popped back up to the point, and then another few shots, another few rebounds, but he kept it out of the net. So, what a play by Scott Wedgwood, as he's a little slow to get up, but he looks okay. So there's a first couple of chances, then it gets cleared, but not fully. They get it back up to the point. Then there's a second couple of chances, and it just goes under one of Wedgwood's pads, and he does the splits to keep that thing out of the net as the wedgie chants rain down from the crowd at Ball Arena. What a few amazing saves by Scott Wedgwood to keep this game at 2-1. Here's the faceoff, one by the Avs. Here's Brent Burns. He'll slam that puck up and all the way down with 1:20 left in the first period. Here's Hughes. He'll enter the zone for the Wild. Now the Wild have it at the point. Baldy at the point for the Wild, as he'll pass it to Zuccarello. Zuccarello has it in the corner, now to Baldy for the Wild. Now to Hughes for the Wild. Back up to Baldy. There's a little lob shot save by Wedgwood, and the Avs will shoot that puck all the way down with 55 seconds left in the power play. 55 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. So here the Wild, as they'll try to enter back into the Avs zone. Avs trying to cut them off, can't. They almost do. They deflect that puck a couple times, but the Wild still have it. Here the Wild, they're now set up. There's a shot, wide of the net, another shot, save, another one wide of the net. A couple great chances by the Wild, but all of them are going wide of the net. And a couple of good plays by Wedgwood. So here's the Wild. There's a little cross-ice pass. That puck is loose. And it's under somebody. But the whistle gets blown down. Just chaos in front of the net again with 5:02 left in the first period. 18 seconds left in the power play. Just, again, chaos. But the whistle ends up getting blown. And, yeah. What a diving play by one of the Avs players, by Malensky, to deflect that puck. And man, if it was not for Wedgwood, this game would be tied up. So great saves by Wedgwood. Here's the faceoff at the near dot. That faceoff won by the Wild. Wild have it at the point. Here's Faber. Faber to Terensky. There's a little backdoor opportunity, but saved by Wedgwood. Wedgwood, great save. Here's the Wild. There's a shot. Save. And that puck will go all the way down, so the Avs will kill the power play. Well, thanks for just joining in, everybody. Make sure to like and subscribe, especially if you're an Avs fan, and comment live here to Mile High Hockey Live. Thanks for listening. So Wild have it behind their own net after the Avs killed that power play. Here's the Wild. They'll disc that puck up and into the Avs zone. Now the Avs enter the Wild zone. Here's Nathan McKinnon as he'll jump on that puck, but a nice play by the Wild goalie to keep it out. Now the Wild have it as that puck will fly up and right into the glove of Wedgwood here with 4 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first period. Avs are up 2-1. Avs have 7 shots. Wild with 8 shots. Most of them came off of that power play that the Wild just had moments ago. As this second period is winding down here in Denver, Colorado, as we will go to a little TV timeout break. All right, so things are getting heated up here in Colorado as it is 2-1. Avs got the first goal, but then Wild responded with a goal of their own to make it 1-1. But the Avs scored one more a little bit later in this game to capture the lead and make it 2-1. So round 2, game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Avs come into this game with a 1-game lead. If you don't know much about hockey, you have to win 7 games. Or no, sorry, you have to win 4 games in order to win a series. So last series the Avs played, it was against the Kings, and they won. And they had to, they won in 4 games, so they swept them. But it could go up to 7 games. All right, we are back here as face-off is about to happen here in Denver, Colorado. This will be the last game in Denver for a bit, as the next 2 games will be in Minnesota, and then Game 5, if needed, will be back in Colorado. Game 6 will go, if needed, back into Minnesota. So here's the face-off, won by the Wild. But Avs pressure in their own corner and try to steal that puck away. There's a fight for it on the boards. Avs will come up with it and push it out of the zone. Wild gets stolen away by the Avs. Here's Waugh. Waugh down the boards into the Wild zone. Here he is. There's a shot blocked by Colton. And now there's a fight for it on the far boards. Wild come up with it. Wild work that puck down the boards and out. Blankenberg chases for it, but it will be called for icing with 3:31 left in the first period. So 2-1 still. As again, there's less than 4 minutes here in the first period remaining as the faceoff is in the Wild zone due to the Wild icing it. Faceoff is on that near dot. And here is the faceoff. Puck drop one by the Avs. So that puck will go up to the point for Kulak. Kulak across ice pass. There's a shot save. And now the Wild have the puck. Here's Minnesota. They'll work it up and out, but now they'll wheel back around into their own zone and try to get set up. Out of this breakout, but stolen away by the Avs on the boards. Kulak has it for the Avs. Now that puck goes down to the corner. Malinsky fires that puck up and almost out, but stopped by the Wild. Now that puck will go out with Nelson. Here's Nelson to Nichushkin. Nichushkin enters the zone and drop passes it for Kulak. Kulak, that shot gets blocked and tipped on net, but a save is made. Nelson lost his stick, so that puck goes around the net into the Wild. Here are the Wild as they'll break it out of the zone. They'll enter neutral ice and now into the Avs zone. Now that puck is on the board, stolen by the Avs. Here's Drury. Drury will work it up and out as that puck will get dumped in for a brief moment before there's a fight for it on the blue line. Drury pushes that puck in, played by Gustafsson on the Wild's goaltender. Now the Wild work it up the boards and out. Stopped by Devon Taves right on the blue line. Now there's a fight for it. Avs will come up with it as Logan O'Connor tried to jump on that puck. Couldn't. Now here are the Wild as they'll enter the zone. Wild go around the net. They try to center it. Nice play by Devon Taves to keep that away from a Wild's player's stick. Now here's Minnesota. Minnesota enters the Avs zone. There's a shot blocked before it even got to the net. Now to go up to the point for Minnesota. That puck goes across and Natchez grabs it. Here's Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon tries to wheel up and shoot, but can't get it on net. Now that puck will get broken out by the Wild as they will try to enter out of their zone. They get pressured with 1:30 left in the first period. They have 9 shots. Avs have 7. Here the Minnesota still in their own zone. Wild move it out into neutral ice and now down the boards. As that puck is in the corner, Wedgwood plays it before anybody. There's a little shot, but a little toe save by Wedgwood. Keep that out. A little cross-ice pass, never gone on the stick of a Wild player. As the Avs will steal it away. Kadri tries to push that puck out. Can't. Wild still have that puck. Here's Minnesota on the far boards to the point, and now down low, stolen away by Kadri. Kadri now tries to force that puck out and will. But they'll jump back into the play as here's the Wild. Less than a minute left. They try to center that puck. Great defense by the Avs to keep that away from the crease. So here's Devon Taves behind his own net, and now he'll work it out. That puck still in the corner as Devon Taves fights for it. He'll get loose to Landeskog. Here's Landeskog up the boards and down the ice. Tried to get it to Kadri. Could not. 30 seconds left in the first period here in round 2. Wild trying to exit the zone. They will, but the Avs got the puck. They gave it right to a Wild player. He'll try to work in and shoot it. Shoots it way wide. Avs have that puck with 15 seconds left. Wild now get it. That shot blocked. Here's Landeskog. The last little push up the ice. Stolen away by the Wild. 5 seconds left. Here the Wild. Well, enter the zone. Sorry, now there's only 5 seconds left. But that went into the netting with 4.1 seconds left here in the first period. So only 4.1 seconds as that faceoff will be in the Avs zone for the last faceoff of, well, most likely the last faceoff of the first period here in round 2. All right, so here's the faceoff. Won by the Avs, and they will just put that puck behind the net and burn off the last few seconds. So that will do it for the first period of play here in Ball Arena. Avs are up 2-1 at the horn. Well, I'm going to leave and take an intermission break, but I will be right back for the start of period number 2. Make sure to stay tuned. I will be right back. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's it for me for now. The second period will be due to start soon. And welcome everybody. Here's Face Off, won by the Wild. Wild dump it in, and here are the Wild. They have it at the blue line. Now dumped back in deep. Now, here are the Avs. Avs. It's Natchez. Enters the zone. Here's the face-off. Here's the Avs. Avs at the blue line. Avs will step up. Here's Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon centers it. That puck flies in the air. Wild steal away. Wild dump that puck out and deep. And that will be icing with 19:16 left. So at the start of the second period, Avs are up 2-1. 19:16 left in the second period of play here. Here's the faceoff in the Wild zone. Won by the Avs. Now it's at the point. Well, backhand stolen away by the Wild. Here the Wild. Past the red line now into the Avs zone. Here they go. The puck is at the boards and now up to the point for the Wild. Here's Minnesota with a shot. Easy glove save for the Wild. Or for the Avs goalie. So we are about to have face-off. It will be in the Avs zone. As here's a face-off won by the Avs. They will chip that puck high up and out into neutral zone as Wild jump on that puck and will pass it up the boards. Stopped by Nelson before the Wild jump into the play, but now they do. Again stopped by the Avs and pushed all the way down, but no icing. Here are the Wild with the puck. As now the Avs will step up. Here's Colton to Wall. Watch that star! Nicholas Waugh with a goal to start the third period, or the second period with 8:36 left. The Avs are once again on the board. It's 3-1. Well, there you go. What a shot by Nicholas Waugh. It was Colton right to Waugh, who just shot it and scored. So just like that, it is 3-1. Avs with the 2-goal lead at the start of the second period. Here are the Wild. They'll dump it into the Avs zone. Malinsky will chase behind his own net. And now there's a centering pass, but stoken away. There's another shot wide of the net by the Wild. Wild forced that puck into the glove of Wedgwood. So he makes an easy save. 18-17 left in the second period. So, Avs with an early goal to start the second period here, as it is 3-1. There was a shot that hit Colton's glove. So he is in some pain, as I'm pretty sure that shot was 90 miles per hour, right to the hand of Colton. But here's the faceoff in the Avs zone, won by the Avs, as they will now dump it out, but Wild push it right back in. Here are the Avs as they try to dump it into the Wild zone. They will. Here's Drury. Center ice. There's a shot wide of the net. Avs pressure. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor dances. There's a backhander. Another shot save. Now the Avs. Blankenberg. Another shot wide and high of the net. That puck goes to Colton. Now back to him. Here's Waugh. Waugh with a shot to the net. But that went wide. And that puck will not stay in. So here's O'Connor as he'll try to regroup. As here's O'Connor. O'Connor steps up. He'll go behind the net. He's wheeling with speed. Now up to the point. Just passes it through two players' sticks and all the way down. So Makar will chase that puck, and he has it behind his own net as a couple people will change. Here's Makar. Makar passes it up to Nate Nelson. And that puck is out of reach for the Avs player and icing. 17:20 left in the second period. And Thanks for watching. Whoever is watching, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment live. If you are an Avs fan, of course. 17:20 left in the second period. It's 3-1. Avs have the lead. So here's the faceoff right outside of the Avs zone. Wild push that puck in and dump it deep. Now, here's the Avs. Avs will push that puck out and into neutral ice. Here's Nathan MacKinnon as that puck jumps deep. Nathan MacKinnon will jump on it. He'll try to pass it back and successfully makes a pass to Taves. Taves at the point. Now to Makar. Makar dances at the point. He waits, fakes a shot. Now he'll actually shoot. That puck is now shot by Taves, and now it'll bounce to the boards. Nathan MacKinnon tries to keep it in, can't, but he keeps possession of it and passes it to Taves. Taves will dump that puck right in. 16:45 left in the second period. So that puck gets collected by the Wild, and Wild will move it out. Wild into center ice, and now they'll have it deep and push that puck around the ice as well. Avs fight for it and will get it. Here's Nichushkin. Nichushkin passes it to Nelson. Nelson will get that puck deep into the corner as he'll pass it around the net for Landeskog. Landeskog up the boards, but he gave it away to a Wild player. So here the Wild go down the ice. And now they'll enter the Avs zone. They'll hold up, try to center it. Nice defense by the Avs. But that puck will go all the way out, and Wild will collect it. Here are the Wild deep in their own zone, behind their net, as they'll try to break it out, and they will, up the boards, and now into the neutral zone, the Wild go. Now they'll dump it deep as the Wild fight for it. Avs jump on that puck before the Wild can, but it's stopped at the point by the Wild. Now Minnesota has it in the corner. There's a battle for it. Blankenberg is battling. Brent Burns is battling. Kadri is in there. So that puck is jammed in that far corner in the Avs zone. Now it pops out. Wild have it behind the Avs net. Here they go as there's a little backhander shot wide of the net. Now the Wild have it back behind the net, but it goes through a stick. Avs try to get it out. Can't. They need to get it out soon before they get too gassed. There's a shot saved by Wedgwood. So 15:21 left in the second period. Avs have 9 shots, Minnesota with 12. And both teams putting now some pressure down here in the second period. Avs with the 3-1 lead. They have a 2-goal lead here pretty early in the second period. So 15:21 again left in the second period. Colorado leads the series 1-0. This faceoff is in the Avs zone. Here's puck drop, won by the Wild. Wild, turn and burn just right off the faceoff on those boards. They'll push it up to Hughes. Hughes is on the boards for the Wild. Now up to the point. Here's Minnesota as they'll dump it down and around. Avs steal away that puck, and they'll exit the zone with Nathan MacKinnon, or Logan O'Connor, excuse me. Logan O'Connor racing for that puck as a couple players fighting for it, but Avs regain possession as they dump that puck in deep. Here are the Wild as they will enter into the Avs zone. Got held up at the boards, but Wild will dump it right back in. Stolen away by the Avs, though. Avs just dump that puck deep. And there's 4:35 left in the second period. Here are the Wild. They have it behind their net. Now they'll exit that area. Nathan MacKinnon is back on the ice. And now that puck goes up the boards and past the red line. Stolen about Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon uses some speed now to Natchez. Natchez will hold up on the boards. And a little dancing move. And he's still spinning. Natchez with a shot save. A couple spin moves by Marty Natchez. And he finally shoots it, but it is saved. 14-13 now left in the second period. So the face-off, I believe, is in the Wild zone. It should be. So here is the face-off. Won by the Wild. Wild have it in their own corner, and now they'll dump it out into neutral ice, but Devon Toews gloves that puck down and now passes it to Cale Makar. Cale Makar gets that puck in deep, but it'll be icing on the Avs with 14 minutes left in the second period. Colorado up 3-1 here in Game 2 of Round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So, faceoff will be in the Avs zone as Wild trying to get back even here. They're down by 2 with 14 minutes in the second period. Here's the faceoff. Nathan McKinnon takes the draw, and Avs win it. Here's Cale Makar in the corner. So try to just break that puck out. Stopped momentarily at the boards, but now the Avs get it out. Here's Natchez. Natchez enters the zone. McKinnon gets tripped up. I don't know how there's no call there, but here's Cale Makar. Cale Makar dances down the boards, tries to center for the Avs. Now there's Devon Toews. That pass goes back, but it's a little too high for any Avs player to get. Here's Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon tries to center, but that puck goes flying up and into the crowd. So the crowd will get a souvenir here with 13:37 left in the second period of play. So in the first round, the Avalanche defeated the Kings 4-0. And we will go into a little TV timeout. All right, so Avs are up 3-1 here in the second period, almost halfway through this game. Avs won game 1, 9-6. So I wouldn't say they dominated the whole game, but they definitely dominated portions of that game, and that made them win. And this game I don't think is going to get as out of hand. I don't think this game is going to end up with 15 or so goals, but I definitely think it's going to still be a high-scoring game, and there's still plenty of time left. So, Avs has a lead for now, but you know how unpredictable these games can be, and you really never know who can win these games. So Avs still need to be on their top. So we are about to be back here, and we are ready almost to get things started. Back up here in the second period. Here's the faceoff won by the Avs. There's a shot, but went wide. Now Wild enter the Avs zone. They have it behind their own net. Nice check by the Avs, but the Wild still have it in the corner. Now they'll pass it up the point, but that puck slips out of the zone. Avs have 10 shots. Minnesota with 12 shots. That puck will go back into the Avs zone in the corner. Kulak fights for it as it gets pinned in the boards, but Malinsky comes up with it. Now to Nichushkin. Nichushkin to Malinsky. Here's Malinsky as he'll exit the zone. He has Landeskog with him. He'll just dump it deep and into the corner, and he'll go chase for that puck. And now that puck in the corner. Nichushkin had it, but he got knocked over. And then that puck will get reversed, but stolen away by the Wild. So here the Wild. They will dump that puck in, easily collected by Brent Burns. Brent Burns now up the boards to Kadri. Kadri dumps that puck for Waugh. Waugh chasing for that puck in the corner. He'll lay a heavy hit. And Kadri pushed that puck around to Toews. And now Kadri. There's a little spin move. Never got to the net. Now he'll just force it up. And now Burns. Burns down low to the corner. And here the Wild. Wild with the puck. And as they'll exit the zone. So here they go. There's a shot off the face mask of Wedgwood and out of play. So, Good playing here so far by the Avs as they are keeping hold of their 3-1 lead with 12:06, I believe. 12:06 left here in the third period. So we are waiting for Wedgwood to fix his goalie mask as the puck just went right off. A nice powered shot went right off his helmet and a strap popped loose. But either he's fixing his mask or he's getting a new one. But 12:06 again left in the second period here, almost halfway through this game. So still waiting for face-off as the goalie mask is still getting figured out as it was broken, but Wedgwood's going back into his crease with a new helmet on. So here's the face-off in the Avs zone. Puck drop. So we're still waiting as the player got kicked out of the draw. And here is face-off won by the Wild. Wild push it up to the point. They still have it there. There's a little slap shot goes down low. But the Avs recover that puck and they will break it up and out. But that will be icing. On the Avs note, gets called off. Never mind. So no icing. So that puck is controlled by the Avs. And here's Makar. Makar dances the blue line. And now pushes that puck deep to McKinnon. Now McKinnon up to Malinsky. Malinsky shoots that puck wide. Okay, Makar has it at the point. Now back to Malinsky, who will lob that puck. Oh, there's a couple of rebounds available, but no player can shoot it in. As that puck will go to the far boards and up and out. Malinsky jabs that puck for Natchez. Natchez will settle it down. That gets deflected, but almost dumped in, but he can't get it quite dumped in as now the Wild will enter. The Avs zone is here they go. They go weaving and dodging. There's a shot, but blocked. And there's a little double team with 11 minutes left here in the second period. Avs trying to get that puck out. Can't. So now it's in the now it's in the corner. Wild still have it. Here is at the point. Wild step up. Now they're going down the boards into the corner. And now fully around the net. There's a shot. But that puck will bounce off the goalie and all the way down. Wild still have it now in the neutral ice as they will put it into the Avs zone. Here they go down the boards. There's a shot. Save by Wedgwood. Wild has 15 shots. Avs with only 12 shots. And 33 left in the second. So the faceoff will be in the Avs zone. We're waiting for puck drop. 10:33. There's puck drop. Avs win it. Here's Brent Burns as he'll put that up the boards to Nichushkin. Nichushkin has it, but doesn't have enough speed, but passes it to Nelson, who now will dump it in. Played by the goalie. Up the boards to the point, but it sneaks out. So Kulak will have to dump it back in as Landeskog chases. Here's the Wild now as they grab that puck and exit the zone. They will dump it deep as here the Avs now with the puck in the corner. Here they come. Nichushkin pushes that puck up for a player but gets stolen away by the Wild. Wild, here they are entering the Avs zone. Nice defense by Burns to push that puck out. A little chance for Waugh. Waugh steps in. Backhand pass to Kadri, but it gets saved by Gustafsson. 9:45 left in the second period. We're over halfway through this game. Avs are still up 3-1. So we'll go to a little TV timeout. So I'll be right back. Just teeny short break. But yeah, still, just a little bit less than half a game left, here. So the Wild still have plenty of time to score 2 or more goals, but hopefully the Avs can keep their lead. But I mean, they've been playing good. They just last game really haven't been able to keep a lead. But this game they've kept a lead for a while now, and yeah, have been playing really good. So we are back ready to get started. As just before the break, the Avs had a few great chances, but mostly their defense has showed up this game. I feel like the Avs defense was not great in game 1, but their defense has really shown up. And that's really been the game changer. But the faceoff is in the Wild zone with 9:45 left in the second period. And Nick Waugh gets kicked out of the draw, so Kadri will have to step in. Here's the faceoff won by the Wild. Wild have it behind their net. And now they'll dump it up the boards. But the Avs will push that puck and seal it away. Oh no, turned over in the neutral zone as now the Wild will step up. There's a shot wide of the net and all the way out of the zone as Avs try to steal away that puck. And I mean, the lineman got pushed into the boards. So here are the Avs. So they dump that puck for Blankenberg. Blankenberg at the point just rips it low. And it goes around. And there's a penalty on the Wild for tripping. So the Avs will go on a power play with 9:08 left in the second period. There you go. Avs have 13 shots, Wild with 14. Wild are arguing this, but nonetheless, the Avs will have a 2-minute power play. So Avs, that faceoff will be in the Wild zone as Avs will get that power play. 2-minute. That's definitely a power penalty on Ryan Hartman for tripping. So your Colorado Avalanche will be on a power play. So here's Landeskog. He'll take the face-off. Wild win it, but Avs contest, but Wild get some space behind the net and air that puck all the way down the ice. So 9:50 left for the Avs to reset and try to make something happen here. So here's Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon will enter the zone and pass it up for Cam Makar. Cam Makar has it at the point, and now he'll dump it for Kadri. Kadri pushes that puck up back to Makar. Here's Makar. Back down to Kadri on the sideboards. Here's Kadri down low for Landeskog. Back up to Kadri. Kadri across for Nathan MacKinnon. There's a shot. It's blocked. Nate just has that puck. He'll keep on to that now to MacKinnon. Back up to Cam Makar. Cam Makar. He'll take a few steps. Shoot. Wide of the net. Here's Kadri. Kadri up to Makar. Makar back low to Kadri. Kadri waits. He's still wait. Landeskog there just trying to be a centering ice pass. That puck goes flying in the air. Avs still have it. Avs push it up to Cam Makar. Cam Makar has room to step to Nathan MacKinnon with a slap shot save. Now that puck is behind the net. Multiple people battling for it. Wild come up with it for a second. Can't. Now the Avs come up with it. Here's Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon. He'll wait. He'll pass it to Cam Makar. Cam Makar at the point. Now down low to Kadri. Kadri waits. Now down low to Landeskog. Here's Landeskog. Back to Kadri. Kadri up to Kamakar. Kamakar steps. He waits. Down low to Nathan McKinnon. Tries to do a backdoor pass. Can't get that one through. And that puck goes sliding all the way down the ice. All right, 30 seconds left on the power play. Let's see if the Avs can get set up one last time. Here's Devon Toews. Toews down the ice, and he'll drop it for Nelson. Here's Nelson using some speed. Nelson to Lehkonen. Lehkonen across ice pass gets stolen away by the Wild. Wild will just cycle in the neutral zone, trying to burn us off as much power play time as they can. Finally, they'll just put that puck all the way down with 8 seconds left in the Avs man advantage. So they'll just try to get set up once more. 3, 2, and that'll do it for the power play. But Nichushkin. So now that puck goes flying down onto Wedgwood, but Wedgwood makes an easy save. 7:01 left in the second period. So there is how much time is there? There is 7:01, I believe. Yep, 7:01. So here's the face-off. Wild win it. Wilds will cycle the zone and now go behind the net. Wild still have it. They try to center it. That puck is loose, but Nelson luckily jumps on it. Here's Nichushkin. Nichushkin gives that puck away. Big hit by Nelson. And now that puck is fought for in the corner. Wild come up with that at the point. A Wild player falls down, but they still have the puck. Here's Minnesota at the point. Now down low, but they'll cycle that puck right back up to the point. There's a little lob shot. Goes wide of the net. And now covered by Wedgwood for a second. But the whistle is blown. So it's still 3-1. 6:23 left in the second period. Just a huge hit by Brock Nelson a few moments ago on Hartman. So the Wild had a couple good opportunities, but so I believe that faceoff will be in the Avs zone with 6:23 left. Yes, it will be. So here's the faceoff won by the Wild. Wild have that puck up down on the low boards. There's a shot wide of the net. Avs pressuring that puck. Can't get it out. They have it on the board. Just jammed in the corner now. There's a fight for it. Avs come up with it for the meantime as two Avs players will race for it on these near boards here. Fighting for it. Both players will. But now the Wild will bring it up and out. Here are the Avs with the puck in the Wild corner. And now they'll pass it up to the corner and it'll go back down low. Both players will pressure for it. But here are the Avs. They'll push it back in to the zone. Logan O'Connor chases for it. That puck goes up and out and all the way down for icing. So it's an icing call on the Wild with 5:25 left here in the second period. It's still 3-1 Avs. With that leads, they win this game. They'll be up in the series 2-0. So here we go. There's face-off in the Wild zone. And here's the face-off one by the Wild. Wild have that puck on the corner, but the Avs are pressuring it. Lehkonen grabs that puck for a second. Now it's up the boards. Nate just tries to center it, but Wild take it away. Here are the Wild with the puck in center ice, and now they'll dump it down on to Wedgwood. Now the Avs push that puck all the way down for Nathan McKinnon. Here's Nathan McKinnon. He walks, shoots. That puck deflects into the corner. Nathan McKinnon has it in the corner. Now pushed up the boards to Kalen Carr to Devon Toews. Toews, nice deflection, goes wide of the net. Here's Natchez. Natchez has it in the corner now, up to Makar. Makar dances the blue line and pushes that puck up into the corner. Lekkonen's fighting for it. No one can get to it. Now Nathan MacKinnon does at the point, but it's forced out by the Avs, or by the Wild, and there'll be another icing call on the Wild with 4:30 left in the second period. So, the faceoff will be in the Avs, or the Wild zone, because the Wild iced the puck. And here's the faceoff, won by nobody, so they redo the draw. 4:30, again left in the second period. They will redo this faceoff. And here it is, won by the Wild. Wild have that puck behind their own net. Avs cut them off for a brief moment. Still trying to steal that puck away, can't. And now here are the Wild. They'll try to break it out, but push right back in by the Avs. Wild still have it in their own zone. Here's Minnesota. Minnesota pushes that puck into neutral ice. And here they come. There's an open shot. Goes wide of the net by the Wild. And the Avs forced that puck up the boards, but it's kept in at the point. Avs still fighting for that puck, but Wild come up with it. Here's Minnesota. Minnesota lobs that puck down, but then the Avs grab onto it and push it all the way out. So the Wild push that puck through neutral ice. They try to enter, but stolen away. Wild just dumps that puck right back in. And there'll be a couple of players chasing for it. Wild come up with it. Here's Minnesota. Minnesota dumps it down, but Avs steal it away and push it right back into the zone. But Minnesota will take care of that puck and push it into the far boards of the Avs zone. Here's the Wild. Stolen away by the Avs. Avs trying to get that puck out. Can't. So now the puck is in the far corner. First person to get to that is a Wild player who will reverse it into the behind the net. Now there's a fight for it right behind the net. And now that puck just goes right up the boards, but now it goes up to the point. There's a Wild shot save by the Avs goaltender, Scott Wedgwood. So the Avs dump it right back out, but can't get control of it, really. So the Wild will just enter right back into the Avs zone. So you're the Wild behind the net. And now the Avs fight for that in the corner. They get possession of it, but can't get it out. They really need to get it out. Here's Nelson. Finally, he gets it out. Nelson finds that red line and just dumps it deep. So Avs just are struggling to get possession time in the Wild zone. They just keep dumping it. Can't really do anything. 2:40 left in the second period. Wild will enter into the Avs zone again. Here the Wild. Wild with the puck. They'll dump it into the corner and now reverse it around the net. Now, here are the Avs. Avs push it into the Wild zone and dump it deep. Now the Avs chase for it behind the net. They center it. A couple shots, all saved. And now the Wild will break it out of the zone. Here's Minnesota, but it's stolen away by the Avs. Here are the Avs. They'll just dump that puck in. They're offside, so they have to get it on sides with 2 minutes left here in the second period. Here are the Wild with the puck in their own zone. They'll slowly move it out. Now they have it at neutral ice. Plenty of ice for them to skate upon. They dump that puck deep. Brent Burns reverses that puck to center ice, and now that will go down into the Wild zone. Avs player fights for that puck. There's a couple people in there. There's a fight for it on the boards. They can't get it loose. It's on those far boards. Wild come up with it. Here's Minnesota as they'll dump it out of their zone, but Cale Makar fights for that puck in his own zone, can't get possession of it. There's a little cross-ice pass, never got actually to the net. Another centering pass broken up by the Avs. Here are the Avs. Here's Nathan MacKinnon. He had a chance to have a breakaway, but that pass just never got to him with 1:10 here left in the second period. Here are the Wild. They'll push it up into the Avs zone, and now run it down deep. Now there's a centering pass. And the Wild will rotate around the boards and out to the point. Wild have it up the point. There's a minute left. There's a shot wide of the net. Avs finally get possession of that puck as they'll get it out of the zone and fly that puck way up and into the Wild zone. So Wild have that puck behind their net as both teams will change. Here's Minnesota with that puck. They push that puck up and around the boards. Avs get to that first, but there's a fight for it. Goes up to the point. Wild with a shot, rebound, chance, but it's saved by Wedgwood with 27.3 seconds left in the second period. A couple scruffles, but it's not going to turn into much. So 27.3 again left in the second period as the second period is coming to an end. Avs still have their lead. It is 3-1. And thanks for everybody that has just joined. Make sure to like the video and subscribe, especially if you're an Avs fan. I will be live streaming every single Colorado Avalanche playoff game. And make sure to live comment on this video. So here's a face-off in the Avs zone. That face-off is won by the Avs as Taves pushes that puck out and into the Wild zone, but Wild have it in their own zone with 18 seconds left. Here the Wild behind the net, and a little spin move, and now they will break it out. Stolen away by the Avs. A dangerous opportunity for Landeskog, but the goalie played it, and there's only 7 seconds. Now 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 second. So that will do it for the second period of play as they're still up 3-2. I am going to take a little intermission break, but I will be right back for the start of the third and final period. Make sure to stick around. This is Mile High Hockey Live. I'll be back in just a bit. And welcome back, everybody, to the third period of Game 2, Round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. As the third period is about to get underway right now. The game is sitting at 3-1. The Avalanche have the lead. And it's a very fun first period. Not too much of an eventful second period. Avs scored early and then nothing else. But I'm sure this third period will heat up as face-off is about to happen here at center ice. And here is puck drop won by the Avs, and here's Makar or Devontae's in his own zone to Makar. Makar passes it up the boards, but now it's Natchez. Natchez to McKinnon. McKinnon dumps that puck in to the zone, but then it gets batted out by one of the Wild players, so Avs will reset in their own zone. Here's Makar. Makar walks down and gets that puck stolen away by him. So now the Wild will enter the Avs zone, and the Avs collect that puck in the corner. Now the Avs dump the puck deep into the far corner there, but Wild grab it. Here the Wild past the blue line, and now down the ice. That puck goes to that far side. And then that puck will go to the far corner. Now, Avs have that puck in the corner. Here's Malinsky. Malinsky to Kulak behind his own net. Kulak tries to break it out. Cannot get it out of his zone. There's a shot, but he fanned on it. The Wild player did. Now that puck is at the far boards. Avs trying to gain control of it. They will. So that puck will go all the way down the ice. And icing with 18:41 here left in the third period. So, 3-1, 18:41 left in the third. The faceoff is in the Avs zone. And we're still waiting for the puck to be dropped. Now, that puck gets dumped out by the Avs, and here's Nichushkin. Nichushkin tries to chase that puck to the far corner, but Wild take it away. Avs grab that puck on the far boards as it creeps up the boards, and here's Nichushkin. Nichushkin centers it to Blankenberg. Blankenberg just throws it on that easy save for the Wild goaltender. 18:22 now left in the third period. Avs have 17 shots. Wild sit at 20 shots on goal. So, the face-off will be in the Wild zone. Wild win the face-off, and we'll take that puck out of the zone and into the Avs zone. As here they go. There's a little centering ice pass, backhand save by Wedgwood. Nice save by Wedgwood with 18:12 left in the third period. So just a little backhander on Scott Wedgwood, but a nice save to keep this game 3-1. Avs with the lead. So crowd starting to chant Wedgie for Scott Wedgwood. So faceoff will be in the Avs zone on that far dot. So here's the faceoff won by the Wild, but it gets blown down. So we will wait for another face-off. Here's the face-off won by the Avs. Brent Burns has it behind his own net. He'll step then put that puck to O'Connor dumps that deep for Kelly. Kelly has that puck in the corner, and it got reversed, but Wild still away. Here's Wild down the board, stolen away by the Avs. Here's Logan O'Connor. Logan O'Connor waits, tries to pass it to Drury. He was in the middle of the ice, could not. So now the Wild have the puck behind their own net, and they'll dump it out and pass the blue line and out into center ice. Now they will feed it into the Avs zone. Get that puck. There's a little shot on goal saved by Wedgwood. Now it's up to the point for Minnesota. Minnesota dumps it deep and around. First person to get to that is Lehkonen. Lehkonen fights for that puck on the board. Wild come up with it. Tried to center it, but that puck was blocked by McKinnon. Now that puck is batted out by the Avs. And Avs will try to get it into the Wild zone, and now they will. So they'll dump it down deep. Lehkonen chases that puck in the corner, but it'll get stolen away by the Wild, and they will now. It's stolen away by the Avs. So here's Blankenburg. Blankenburg to Taves. Taves tried to get it to Natchez. Now he does. Now to McKinnon. McKinnon walks up. He'll spin around. Here's Nathan McKinnon, and Nathan McKinnon just lobs it down low for Blankenburg. And that puck was played with a high stick by Blankenburg. So there's a whistle, and I believe that faceoff will be at center ice with 6:48 left here in the third period of play. So, again, 16:38 here in the third. So here's the faceoff won by the Wild. So Wild have it in their own zone as they will try to break out. And now they feed it to center ice and into the Avs zone. That puck goes down deep. Avs try to steal it away. It's pinned on the boards now to go down low. There's a Wild player down there fighting for it. Now up to the boards and Shushkin. They have to throw that puck at the point. And now around the boards. Here are the Wild. There's a little forehand shot wide of the net. Now it's at those far boards. Ooh, and it's shoved in that corner there. So you're waiting for somebody to win that battle. Wild win it. So now the Wild has it at the point. There's a slap shot. Save, another rebound. Saved by Wedgwood. Avs take it away and put that puck up and down so they can have a much needed change. Wild dump it right back in. Here they come. Good defense by Kamakar to make sure that there is no centering ice pass. And now it's rifled around. And that puck goes. There's a penalty. Wow. Wow. What a terrible call. Wow. He fell. No one's happy about that one. I mean, Hughes literally fell off of his own 2 feet after he was spinning around. And they're going to call it a penalty. Wow. What a terrible call by the refs. I mean, that is not a penalty. That is nowhere near a penalty, but nonetheless, Minnesota going off 2-minute power play. Our coach, Jared Bednar, is not happy, but here's the faceoff. Won by nobody, so 15:40 left in the third period. What a call by the refs. Wow. So, so Minnesota has that power play. Avs win the faceoff and try to get it out. Can't. The Wild push it to the other side of the ice, and now they have it in the corner. But now up to the point. Here's Hughes at the point. Now to Baldy. Here's Baldy back to Hughes. Here's to Baldy. He faked the slap shot down to Kaprizov. Now up to Baldy at the point. Baldy goes down into the corner and back passes it to Hughes. Hughes up at the point. Still waiting to Baldy. Baldy shoots it. Save by Wedgwood with 15:08 left in the third period and 1 minute and 28 seconds left on the power play, as this faceoff will be back in the Avs zone for the last minute and a half of this power play for the Wild. So good defense by the Avs, not letting many shots get on net, and the one shot that did was easily saved by Wedgwood. So here's the faceoff at that far dot. and won by the Avs, and they will clear all the way down the ice with 15 minutes left in the third and final period of play. So here's the Wild with the puck in their own zone. Now they'll break it out. And here's Hartman in for the Wild. Good defense by the Avs. There's a shot. Goes wide of the net. And now that puck is fought for in the corner. Avs trying to get hold of it. Nice play by the Avs. There's a few little chops. And there may be a penalty. If there is, that's stupid. But there's 1 minute left on the power play. A few players are just chopping at each other after that whistle blew. I don't really know what the whistle originally blew for. But, I mean, it all looked like clean checks. So the puck got played with a hand pass. That's why the whistle got blown down. But here's the faceoff right outside of the Avs zone. There's a minute left on the power play for the Wild. Hartman gets kicked out of the play. Now Body will take it. Avs win the faceoff and dump that puck down the ice. Last 55 seconds of power play time for the Wild. So here they go. Wild enter the zone. And now they have it at the point. Here's Hughes at the point. He'll make a little spin move and walk down the blue line. Now it's Zuccarello. Zuccarello steps up. There's a shot over the net. Now the puck's in the corner. Back up to Zuccarello at the far boards. He'll put it down low for Hartman. Hartman, cross ice pass, save by Wedgwood. There's only 26 seconds. Power play time is everybody getting into it. As there's players on the ice, sticks everywhere. Players getting pushed down to the ice. Just everybody throwing hands here. Still 26 seconds of power play time with 14:06 left. There's helmets on the ground and everything. So refs, I guess, will try to figure out if there is any power play or any penalties on this play. Personally, I don't think there should be a penalty. It was just a little scrum right after the whistle after Wedgwood made a little rebound save. So just a couple people all throwing each other down to the ice. So it doesn't look like there's any penalties or anything on the play. There's 26 seconds of power play time left for Minnesota. This faceoff will just be in the Avs zone on that near faceoff dot. Here's the faceoff, won by the Wild. Here's Faber. Fair to a shot, saved by Wedgwood. Here's Macron. And now to Spurgeon. Here's Faber. To Tarasenko. Here's Faber. Back to Tarasenko. Tarasenko at the point. He'll dump it down low for Johnson. Stolen away by the Avs and put down the ice for the last couple seconds of power play time. Drury has a little bit of a shot. Save. So he had a little bit of a chance, but there's a save. There's another shot by the Wild as they go down the ice. That's safe. So now the Avs will go down the ice. Here's Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon tries to break through a Wild player, but he gets put down on the ice. That puck is still battled for. Avs keep it in, but stolen away by the Wild. Now Wild move it out into center ice and put in. So Avs killed off that power play. It's still 3-1. Avs with the lead. 13-10 left in the third period. That puck is behind the net. There's a wraparound chance, but that puck will get pushed up and all the way down for icing. So it'll be icing on the Avs with exactly 13 minutes left in the third period of play. Well, thanks for everybody that's joined in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a live comment. So good defense that whole Minnesota power play by the Avs. So this This face-off is in the Avs zone. So here's puck drop. Nathan MacKinnon taking the face-off. He wins it for the Avs. So Cale Makar behind his own net. Dumps it out for the Wild. Here's the Wild with it at the point. Here's Hughes with a shot. Never got on net. Nice block by the Avs. Nathan MacKinnon has a one-on-one with Hughes. He goes down the ice into the Avs zone. A little spin move. There's a backhander wide of the net. And now there is a penalty on, I believe, the Wild. So the Avs will go on a power play. So tripping on Nathan MacKinnon. So it'll be a power play for the Colorado Avalanche with 12:34 left in the third period. So power play for the Avs when we come back from a TV timeout. So a good game so far. A couple little scrums, nothing real, no big fights or anything. But both teams have been playing fairly well. Avs have just overall outscored or they've just overall outplayed, you could say. They've outplayed the Wild. And, 2-0 lead in a series, if they can keep this lead. That's what it'll be, and that's pretty dominating. You only need 4 games. You only need to win 4 games to win a series. So, I feel like Avs would be pretty set up this series if they can gain a 2-0 lead. Of course, they swept the Kings in round 1 of the playoffs. So, this game is wrapping up almost halfway through the third period of play. Avs still have the lead as they scored a lot of their third goal in the they scored the third goal early in the second period. There hasn't been any goals in the third period. So we are back and ready as Avs fans here at Ball Arena are hyped. Here's the faceoff won by the Wild on the Avs power play. So the Wild will just dump that puck all the way down. So the Avs will have just a little less than a minute to get, or just a little less than 2 minutes to get reset here. Here's Natchez. Natchez will curl up for MacKinnon. Here's MacKinnon to Landeskog. Landeskog will work it down the boards and now up to the point for Cale Makar. Here's Makar. Now down to Natchez. Natchez will step up. He'll wait. He's at that far dot. He'll pass it up to Makar. Makar takes a step to Natchez with a slap shot. That puck goes out of play with 1 minute and 28 seconds left in the power play. There's 12 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third period. So here's a faceoff in the Wild zone at that near dot, won by the Avs, up to Cale Makar. Here's Makar. He'll dance the blue line. Now to Natchez. Natchez will take a step. He'll wait. He'll shoot it. There's a rebound chance for MacKinnon, but he cannot get on it soon enough, and there's a save. So here's Landeskog up to the point. Makar. Makar steps up. No, now back to Kadri. Kadri with the puck to Landeskog. Back up to Kadri. Kadri to Nathan MacKinnon. There's a shot, rebound opportunity, but that puck will get taken by the Wild and pushed all the way up and down. 1 minute left in the power play. 11:30 left in the third period. So the Avs will get set up one time here. Here's Natchez. Natchez passes it back to MacKinnon. MacKinnon tries to go through a couple players, but now it's to Makar. Makar down to Kadri. Kadri back up to Makar. Makar at the blue line. Makar to Kadri. Kadri steps up to the blue line. Now down low for Landeskog. Landeskog falls in the corner, but Kadri jumps on that puck. Now to Natchez. Back to Landeskog. Kadri gets that puck stolen from him, and that'll go all the way down the ice. So here is Makar. Makar to Nichushkin, who loses that puck, and it goes all the way down. So there's only 15 seconds of power play time, and the Wild have that puck. Wild will just send that puck all the way down. And now Munsky has it for the last 5 seconds of power play time. He'll dump that puck down as the power play expires. So Avs cannot score on this one, as now it's back to full strength here as Wild have that puck, but it gets stolen away by the Avs. Avs dump that puck up the boards. Here's Nelson. Nelson gets slammed up and stopped at the boards. Now, the Avs will dump it deep and into the corner. Wild to get to that puck first with 10 minutes and 10 seconds left. Players getting dumped down in the corner. There's 2 players laying down. And now there's a whistle blown because there is a player on top of the puck. Now there's a fight just basically on top of Hughes. This is a player laying down. So it's in the third period. There's 10 minutes and 5 seconds left here, as Avs are leading 3-1 here with halfway through the third and final period of Game 2, Round 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So this face-off will be, I believe, in the Wild zone. So the faceoff will be in the Wild zone. Nathan McKinnon will take the faceoff. And here's the faceoff won by the Wild. So Wild have it in front of their net, and now they'll break it out into the neutral zone. Here the Wild into the Avs zone. They'll just get that puck deep into the corner. Now a couple players will fight for it. Avs come up with it. Here's Landeskog through neutral ice, finds the red line, and dumps that puck deep. Now, Wild have it on the board as it was played by the goalie Gustafson. Now puck goes flying down to Wedgwood. Wedgwood just pushes that puck into the corner. Avs push that puck out of their zone. Wild will put it right back in. Here the Wild at the blue line. Now they'll wait and pass it far ice into the corner. As players pressuring, there's a centering ice pass fanned on that shot, so it never got on net. Sev's trying to get it out, can't. Hear the Wild. Wild trying to step up, but they will. There's a shot wide of the net. That puck now in the corner. Avs trying to steal it away, can't. Is now that Wild have that puck, and they'll cycle it down. Trying to get a centering ice pass. Cannot. The Wild cannot. So the Wild now have it back up at the point. Avs need a change here. There's a huge hit by Nathan McKinnon. Lays Hughes out and gets that puck down ice. What a play by Nathan McKinnon. Just lays a player out. So here's the Wild in their own zone. Now they'll work it out into the Avs zone. They'll just dump it deep. Wedgwood is the first one to play that puck. Now here's Kelly. Kelly works it out to Kadri. Kadri across the red line. Kadri still has it. Kadri tries to pass it to Logan O'Connor. Can't. Here's Kadri now behind his net. Tries to center it. Can't. He gets chopped in the face. There's a penalty coming up. There's a shot. Avs touch up. Is there any blood? So 8-11 in the third period. Avs will go on a power play, as it'll be a high sticking call. Maybe they're going to review it. Although, I don't know why they would review this. I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. So, yeah, that's a high sticking for sure. I don't really know what the refs are trying to look at. I mean, they called a penalty. There's a penalty on the play. We just saw the video. So it's a high sticking penalty on Minnesota. It's just a 2-minute minor penalty. 8:11 left in the third period. So the Avs will get a chance on the power play when we come back from a TV timeout. Avs have been playing pretty good on the power play. They haven't been too successful, especially not today, but they've capitalized once out of, I think, their 3 power plays, which is pretty good. So hopefully they can capitalize on this one. I mean, I feel like if they have a 3-goal lead going into the last few minutes of the third period, that'll be pretty good for a win. But again, they only have a 2-goal lead, which is not the it's not the most best lead they could have. A 3-0 lead would be a lot better than a 2-0 lead, that's for sure. But we are about to start back here. So we are about to start the third period. So yeah, the Avs have a power play, so faceoff is in the Wild zone. So here is the faceoff, won by the Wild. Now put that puck up. So here are the Avs. They'll enter the zone with McKinnon. Here's McKinnon to Landeskog. Landeskog pushes that puck into the corner. Now Makar steps up to Natchez. Natchez to McKinnon. McKinnon waits, passes to Natchez. Now here's Natchez still with the puck, trying to center it to Landeskog. Landeskog with a shot, but it got saved. Now the Avs fight for that puck. Make sure it doesn't get stolen away. It does not. So that puck will go up the boards and just out. So here are the Avs. They'll work it up the boards. Here's Natchez. Natchez, he'll wait. He'll pass it to McKinnon. McKinnon to Kadri. Here's Kadri. Kadri tries to center it, cannot, but it stays in. Natchez down low to McKinnon. McKinnon back up to Natchez. Natchez to McKinnon. Now to Makar. Makar to Kadri. Kadri waits. He's still waiting with that puck in the corner. Kadri up to Makar. Here's Makar to Kadri. Kadri down to Landeskog. Landeskog to Kadri. Kadri to McKinnon. McKinnon to score! Nathan McKinnon on the power play. So the Avs are up 4-1 with 6:42 left here in the third period. They're up 3 goals. What a shot by Nathan McKinnon. So what a goal by Nathan McKinnon to make it 4-1 on the power play. So here's the faceoff as we will wait. So Nathan McKinnon, this is his 59th career playoff goal. So here's the Avs. They win that faceoff and they'll dump it deep. And the Wild will jump on that puck and exit their zone. and they'll put it right into the Avs zone. Here they are. They tried a little backhand pass, does not go through, so the Avs gain possession of the puck and put it down the boards. Avs trying to grab a hold of that puck, but Hughes has it in his own zone. He'll wrap around the net, and now out. So here the Wild. A little cross-ice pass to the point now. Wild still have it at the point. They'll dump it deep into the corner. That puck goes fully around, and now it goes back down deep. Avs have it for a little bit. They'll dump that puck out. Drury tips that puck, but Wild take it away again. Logan O'Connor almost stole away that puck, but could not. So Wild enter the zone again. Here are the Wild down the ice. Wild try to put it up the point, cannot. So now it's still sitting in that corner. Now to get cycled up to the point. Nice pressure by the Avs defenders. That puck now below. There's a centering ice pass, shot scores. So right as the Avs got a 3-goal lead, it's back down to 2 with 5:27 left in the third. Johnson was the one to score that goal. So there you go. Back to a 2-goal game. So that's Johansson's third of the playoffs. Well, Avs still with a 2-goal lead, but definitely not as good as their 3-goal lead they had moments ago. And it feels like almost every time the Avs score, the Wild get a little boost of energy or something and score. So here's the face-off. At center ice, won by the Avs. Here's Kulak. Kulak tries to dump it deep, but got stopped by a Wild player. Now it is dumped deep. So the Wild have it behind their own net. Now they'll push that puck up, and Avs steal it away and push it right back into the zone. Avs pressure it. They steal it away. Here's Kadri. Kadri gets that puck stolen from him. So now the Wild will move it up and out of their zone. Here's the Wild. They'll dump it in. Avs steal that puck away in their own zone, push it right back out, but Wild have it now in the neutral zone. 4:50 left in the third period. I'm sure soon the goalie would be pulled, maybe in about a minute. So here are the Wild. Avs steal it away, can't get it out though. Wild push it right back in. Wedgwood almost saved it at that corner after it bounced off the boards. Avs just clear, and there's a penalty called on the Wild. Wow. So Avalanche will be on a power play for the next 2 minutes. So just a high sticking on Makar as we'll go to like a little TV timeout. But, I mean, that's really a killer for the Wild and great for the Avs. I mean, they have 2 minutes of power play time. They're up by 2. And then if the Wild can kill that off, they're still down by 2. And they only have about 2 minutes of time remaining in the game to get their goalie pulled and get their goalie pulled and find a chance. So, I mean, there's still a chance for the Wild, but it's going to be a lot harder now that they took a penalty. So be ready. So we're about to be back. Again, Avs are up 4-2. They got a 2-goal lead, and they will be on the power play here in just a second as we are returning from ad break. So all the fans are hyped up for this power play. Here's the face-off. Here's Natchez. Natchez down to McKinnon. Cross-ice pass. Good chance, but saved. And they will ice it. What a save by Gustafsson to keep this game just a 2-goal lead for the Avs. So here are the Avs. Here's Natchez. Natchez enters the zone. Here's Natchez to Landeskog, but it gets stolen away again by the Wild. So Wild will just push that puck all the way down. Wild jump on that puck in the corner. Avs need to get that as the Wild just going to pin it in the corner and try to waste some power play time with 3:45 left in third. Here's McKinnon. McKinnon will gain some speed through neutral ice. Here's McKinnon. He'll drop it for Natchez. Natchez enters the zone. He'll leave it for McKinnon, but it just gets poked out. Avs just cannot get set up with 1 minute and 5 seconds left on their power play. 3:28 left in the third period. Here's Toews. Everybody will just go for a change. They'll try to get some new units out. Here's Nelson. Nelson to Malinsky. Malinsky pushes that puck up into the corner. Now, here's it for Lehkonen. Lehkonen reverses that puck to Malinsky. Now behind the net for Nichushkin. Nichushkin to Lehkonen. Lehkonen up to the point for Toews. Toews now to Malinsky. Malinsky back to Toews. Toews down low for Nichushkin. Nichushkin will work it up to the point. And now down low to the dots. He still has that puck on the far boards. Now to Toews. Avs just can't really get a shooting opportunity. Here's Toews. Toews. Malinsky. Malinsky now to Nelson. Malinsky with a slap shot. Rebound opportunity, but could not jump on that puck. Avs keep that puck in. Beautiful. Keeping by Malinsky. So now it goes to the far board. Here's Toews. Toews shot by Lehkonen. Good chance, but he just cannot put it in. Good save. So the final 5, 4, 3, and that will do it for the power play, although it is offside, so there's still a second left of power play time with 2:26 left in the third period. So, yeah, just this 1 second left of the power play time. And once this puck drops, he'll be let out of the box. So, that puck will get shot in all the way down as Wedgwood will just save it. So 2:19 left in the third, and I'm sure, yep, they pulled their goalie. So it'll be 6-on-5 because they have pulled their goalie. So empty net. There's a shot saved by Wedgwood. Shot right off the faceoff, but it is saved. 2:14 now left in the third. Still an empty net. So 6-on-5. Wild have the extra player. So Avs have an empty net to shoot at. I think if they get about one more goal, this game will be sealed. Here's the faceoff won by the Avs. Now to Nathan McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon scored an empty netter last game. That puck just goes all the way down, but no icing because it hit a stick. Here are the Wild. Wild push that puck up and into the Avs zone. Avs try to steal it away, can't. Wild try to center that puck, cannot. So it's back down low for the Wild. Wild have it in the corner. Now it goes behind the net and reverses to the far boards. Now up to the point for the Wild. Wild have that puck out of the point. Now down to the far boards. He'll wait. Now back up to the point. There's a shot wide of the net. Now in the corner, Zuccarello has it. Now back up to the point for Minnesota. Wild have it now. They've had some good zone time. Avs need a Hopefully pressure. Big hit by Nathan MacKinnon. He lays a player out. So, huge hit by Nathan MacKinnon with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. There's a step-up shot. Save! Now the Avs have it. They'll backhand that puck. It's not icing with 55 seconds left. No, it will be icing. So with 55.8 seconds in the third, there's an icing. So they only have 55 seconds to get 2 goals on an empty net. What a game for Nathan MacKinnon. He has been laying out players. I mean, he absolutely crushed Baldy into the boards. What a hit by Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon is just not a big hitter. He can hit. He can check people for sure, but he's just not known for that. So they'll take a timeout. Minnesota will. 55.8 to try to get 2 goals to even this game at 4-4. But again, the Avs are up by 2. And a 2-game lead is huge going into a series. So I think they need 1 in about the next 30 seconds to have any chance to get this game tied, to even push it into overtime. So here's the face-off in the Avs zone. This Ball Arena is hyped for the last 55 seconds of the game. So an empty net over in the Minnesota side of the ice. It's a 6-on-5. Avs trying their best to keep this game a 2-0 lead. There's a shot wide of the net by the Wild. So now that puck's in the corner. There's a battle for it. Wild get the puck. Now it's up to the point down low. That puck's behind the net. Now it'll go out. Nichushkin raced for that puck. It's in the corner now. There's only 34 seconds left in the game. Wild will try to get it up one more time. Avs steal it away again and push it out. Wild can't get set up with 24 seconds. Now they push it back down deep. These fans want a goal from the Avs and want to secure the deal with 17 seconds. There's 15 seconds left. Wild have to start shooting everything. So 10 seconds left, and Nichushkin has it. Nichushkin raises that puck up all the way down towards the empty net. Shot stars! So with 4.4 seconds left in the game, the Avs ice it and get the 5-2 lead. So that will just about do it here in Ball Arena. And it is 5-2 Avs with the 3-goal lead with only 4 seconds left. So Avs will come ahead and win Game 2 and have a 2-0 lead over the Minnesota Wild. And this will be going to St. Paul, Minnesota for Game 3 on Saturday. So the face-off won by the Avs, and that will do it. So your Colorado Avalanche take a 2-0 lead and win both games at home. Next game will be Saturday, and that will be in Minnesota, so make sure to come back. I will be live for the next Avs playoff game again. That will be Saturday against the Minnesota Wild. Avs lead the series 2-0. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. That will just about do it for me. Again, thanks for everybody that watched. I love you all, and see you later.